Morning, all of you. So let us start with the new module. The new module is a module 3. So from the syllabus, we have a linked list and stacks. This is a chapter number 5 and 6 from the prescribed book, what we have. So before that, so I would stress you to go to a few of the questions that we have studied, right? I have given you the assignment also, just to go through it. Write the assignments for few of the programs such as see what is a two-dimensional array, write a program for it, right? For multiplications. This could be an examination because what is matrix multiplications. This I have given it for your assignment. Please try to write it, right? These are all the very simple programs. If you are not able to find it, I could provide the answer for it. First, I have given you as an assignment searching of an array of 10 integers to demonstrate searching of an array, right? So let me go to the new module 3, right? Sorry, module 3, that is linked list. So what we are going to, what all the concepts we are going to cover? As you know, the syllabus he has not mentioned very simply the chapter 5 saying linked list and stacks. So what is linked list? After arrays, it is a time for us to study the linked list. So we have to study what is the basic concepts, representation of the linked list, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages, and what is the comparison, a linked list and arrays, what is the basic comparisons you have. See, these are all the major topics you have. If you could see on the screen, right? Linked list theoretically, then how do you implement the linked list, right? What are the different types of linked lists, same as if like two-dimensional arrays to a single dimension array, what are the types of linked list that we have to see. Then we have a concept of circular list, the classification of the linked list, right? Let me go in a very simple strategy. Okay, so as you have studied, linked list is also one of the part of the data structure, same as if like an array, what you have studied after asymptotic notations. So types of data structures, right, in the previous module. So in the case of types of data structures, you have seen what are primitive and non-primitive data structures, right? So in the non-primitive linear data structures, you have studied array, is it or not? In the non-linear linear data structures, you have studied arrays, same as if like. So linked list was also one of the part. This was the major question in module 2. What are the different types of data structures? Explain any one. So linked list is a data structure used for storing the data in the form of a list. So the name called list. Okay, so if you could see here, okay, we have a diagrammatical representation, right? We have diagrammatical representation. How does the linked list looks like, and what is the advantages of a linked list? So this is a linked list. See, a linked list is a linear collection. That is what, once again I stress, linear collection, one by one, linearly arranged collection of data elements called nodes, each of which is a memory location that contains two parts. So the linked list have two parts, whereas array will have only one part, no, a of 0, a of 1. The linked list will have two parts. What are those two parts? One is a information of the data, that is a value that is stored, the information of the data. So one is a information. There are two parts. So one is a information, another is what? So another part is a link field. What is link field? It contains the address of the next node or points to the next element stored in the list. That is, it stores the address of which link it should transfer to another node. Again, we have a linked list. So what is this? This contains value. This contains the address of another. So as you could see here, when it starts, see, this is information, this is link, this is information, this is link. This information, no, the address of this load is stored here. Address of this is stored over here. Address of this is stored over here. Now you could see in the logical sense, this is a simple structure of the linked list. Okay. So it is a linear collection of data element. It consists of two parts. One part is a data part, right? So that is information. Another part is the address of the next node. The same what I said, right? So if the address of the link part of the last node contains null, saying that it has no continuation of the nodes. That is, it doesn't contain any of the address to which it has to specify. Information contains the value that the link points to the next node. Okay. So once again, you see the first it consists of information. This is a link, information link, information link. So link is the address of the next node, address of the next node, address of the next node. Okay. So coming to the concept of dynamic storage allocations, linked lists are very much useful in dynamic memory management. So what is dynamic memory management? So utilizing the memory at the runtime, that is during the time of execution, that reduces the minimum consumption of the memory. Okay, so let me not discuss, let me go to the theoretical what we have given in the syllabus as per the syllabus. Okay, so whenever we need, we'll switch over to the PPT, that is to discuss the advantages, disadvantages, how do you declare and all those things. Now coming to the concept. So linked list, same as if like see, so the data, address, data, address, data, address as such. So here we don't have a address of the next node, it is null. So this was given in module 2. So application of linked list in the situation where there is a need to dynamic memory allocation. A very important, you should say what are the advantages of a linked list is the dynamic memory allocation, that is allocation of the memory at a runtime. A runtime means what? It is runtime means during the time of execution time. Okay, see, for instance, number of data structures like stacks, queues, trees are implemented with the help of a linked list. Why? Because using linked list, we can allocate the memory during runtime. Okay, this is all about I discussed in the module 2. Module 2. Okay, module 2. Now we have come to the module 3. We have come to the module 3, the basic concepts, representation of a linked list. Okay, so the introduction part for you, the basic concepts. How does the linked list, what I have shown you just on the PPT, information, next information. So next here it is null, that is it doesn't links to any one of the other node. So we could represent a null over here. Okay, this is a logical representation of linked list. Advantages, so helps in dynamic memory management, very much important. Theoretically I'll not stress more, I'll go to the logical part because we need to further go with the queues also, stacks also. So ensures effective utilization of the memory. This is an important question that might be asked. So what are the advantages of linked list? One of the advantages is dynamic memory element, that is allocating the memory at the runtime. If you write simple that much, it is enough. So in fact of compile time, it will allocate the memory to utilize the memory during the runtime, that is during the execution time. Efficient utilization of the memory space. So and one more thing, insertion or deletion of the element is very easy compared to the arrays. Okay, because in arrays what happens, we have to reshuffle, you have to increment the indexing, you have to decrement the indexing as such. But in the case of a linked list, it is not that. That is what, unlike arrays that requires shuffling of other elements with each for insertion deletion, so without which we could do in the linked list. Okay, so one advantages, tell me the advantages if I ask you. So one is dynamic memory management, another is effective utilization of the memory, effective and efficient utilization of the memory. Third is insertion and deletion is very easy compared to the arrays. Next, what are the disadvantages? Similarly, compared to the memory management, it is a dynamic, but ultimately the memory space in comparison to array element, it is more. Because can you just guess why it would be? Though you say that contradictory statement, once you say that It allocates the memory during runtime, that is dynamic memory allocation. At the same moment, you say that it takes the more space. How is it? It is that since we use it is a compartment type, since we use a linked list uses separate memory space for storing the address. Individual node concerns the address of the next element, hence the space would be more. Is it or not? For example, if it is an array, you simply you say a of 0, it is one compartment, a of 1 is one compartment. Is it or not? Whereas when you say the linked list, we have two compartments. If the a of 0 stores 10, here 10 is stored, right? A of 1 stores 20. I'm just comparing the linked list with the arrays. It was, but ultimately it will store 1111, that is the address of this. That is maybe the 20 itself is the address. Again 30 compared to null. So you have two compartments compared to the array. So in that case, definitely, though you use dynamic memory management, the memory consumption compared to the array is more in the case of a linked list. That is what being explained. So other concept, accessing the element is little more difficult in linked list than arrays, because arrays uses index. As I said, arrays uses index, so accessing sometimes the elements is easy in the case of arrays, whereas accessing the elements is difficult in the case of the linked list. So how do you implement? This is an important part. We have part of the logical part. How do you implement the linked list? Linked list implementation: declaring the list node, defining the linked list operation. So how do you implement the linked list? It involves two classes: declaring the list node, defining the linked list operation, right? So linked list declaration, remember, declaration, defining, same as if like, see, once again, if you want to understand, see, whenever you use a variable called a, so what do you do? First int a, is it or not? You declare that you are going to use a variable called int a. Then maybe you store int a equal to 10. That is, you define. That is a initialization. You define that a is equals to 10. Same as if like for linked list also, there is a part called declaration. Same as if like you say that int a is a int. Same as if like you say that struct, you're going to use a struct. Again, you have to define also, no? Define is nothing but you're storing something to it. So that I'll just show you. So what do you do? Struct node, it is a declaration that you are going to use a node, always by the keyword called struct node. Internally you have to use, clear? Try to understand. See, this is the initial part. Later on you have the all together the same concept of structures and the linked list. So struct node that says that this is a declaration of the linked list. What is the struct node consist of? Two compartments, no? One is information, next is a address to that particular next node. So we have struct node called pointer to variable called next. Next represents the address of another variable. So this is called a declaration of the structure. So you have studied in structure and union, no? Same as if like for linked list also we use a declaration, same as if like struct node followed by the variables that it consists of, information, address, and this is what, this is a short names type struct node. So wherever you call node, it will resembles this. Whenever you in the downside you call program call node, it will resembles the whole part. It will resembles the whole part, right? So similarly, try to understand all of you. Same what I said about declaration defines new data type called node that represents the linked list called node that consists of two parts, information and the next part, right? So where next is what indicates the pointer, as I said, next points to the same structure type. Okay, so what all the links? So whereas what is definition? So defining the linked list. So you define over here, see what is defined, definition over here defines the linked list. Declaration defines the following structure. Declaration defines a linked list node. So definition, so finally you said that type def struct node. So this is as it is, there is no change. See, this and this should be the same, this and this should be the same. So what is the struct node? Struct node consists of two variables, is it or not, that is information, and one more is pointer to a next, no? So completely the whole together could be represented as node. You define it, right? This is a declaration part, this is a definition part. This is a declaration part, this is a definition part. Now, coming to the major concept. So linked list operations. So what are the operations that could be performed in linked list? Insert, delete, search, and print. Same as if like arrays, you are inserting the new element, you are deleting, you are searching, and you are going to traversal. What is traversal? So traversal is nothing but print. So you are going to traverse. What is how showing the elements of an array? What is the array traversal? Array traversals. When I say array traversal, you store something into the array. No, you have to display what is there in the array, that you have to display. So that is being that concept is called as a traversal. Fine. Next, insert the operations adds new element to the linked list. The following tasks are performed while adding the new element. So how do you insert? So the basic concept for adding the element, memory space is reserved for the new node. See, if you want to go with the PPT, now I can show you the PPT, what exactly you have. See, declaration for struct node into information, struct node called link. So this is a pointer to a variable. Then you say that, see, either this is a dynamic or what I have some type def. So in that sense, you could write the operation. So basic operations, insertion, deletion, traversing, searching, sorting, lot more things are there, right? So we have seen only the basic things what we have from the book, so that I'm stressing. So this is a start, see 100 initially, so it refers to the address. See what you have, you can see the structure, this 100 is over here, right? So address comes over here, so this comes over here. So we'll see that logical part of it. So today is just an introduction. So at least you have to go through the theoretical part, what exactly the uh, array, the data structure, the linked list is, what are the operations, insertion, deletion. That time you find it easy to understand, right? So what is memory allocation? What is the basic uh, advantages of a basic memory allocation? All those things we'll see. Now let me come to the concept here. Insertion. So insertion, memory space is reserved for the new node. So insertion means new memory has to be created, no? So memory space is reserved for the new node. Element is stored in the information part of the new node. That is a value. What value has to be stored in the new space, that is stored. New node is connected to the existing node in the list. Already existing, to that it is connected. So how it is done, we will see. Depending on the location where the new node is to be added, there are three possible cases. That is, where do you add? Same as if like an array. So where do you add? Whether at the beginning, whether at the end, whether at the middle. This is important, right? There are three cases. So where you are going to add, whether at the beginning and the middle. In this case, what do you do? See, in this case, the new node is being inserted between two existing elements of a linked list. How it is inserted? Just see, as a engineers, so I just want to say, you are mechanical and civil engineers, so I'm just going to give an assignment. You place this memory in between these two, which is being already connected, logically think. So where D1 is a data, N2 is a, you know what is node N2. See, as I specified here, so address N2 is being connected to the another linked list. Okay, linked list. So the where his data is D2, N3 is the address of another node. So node 1, it is node N2. Okay, so how do you connect in between? Simple. How do you connect? See, D1 you will cross X. So node 1 part See, from n2, what you are going to do is, see, n2 becomes x. You have to free this. You connect with the new node. New node x is being connected. Why it becomes x? Because this node holds the address of the new node called x. So this value becomes x. This compartment holds the address of the new node. What is that new node? X. So x will be inserted over here. Then it is being connected to the new node called new node x, where we have one of the memory element. What is the value? It is d. And next, see, d2n3 is there, no? So that is being inserted. So we move this address. n2 holds the address. n2 holds the address that is being connected to the next linked list, d2n3. Very simple, right? See, creating a new element. How do you creating a new element? New element is created simply by call new node x. Now inserting the new created element that is in between of n2. So what you will do? So d1. So previously n2 holded the address of the immediate data structure, no, n2 this node. Now it has to store the address of x. So x will be inserted over here. So and it is being connected to the new node where we have a value called d. And what about the address of this? Address of which one it has to hold? Address of n2 it has to hold, no? So n2 will come over here. Previously n2 was here because it was directly connected to the node n2, address of n2. Now it is holding the address of n2, right? So that is a way. This is a simple diagrammatical representation that is being represented logically. How does the node is being inserted in between? Okay, so hope all are following it. So now with respect to that, so we'll write an algorithm. Okay, with respect to that, we have to write an algorithm. Now you see here, if you want to still understand. So inside of the beginning, inside of the end, specific location is all there. We are studying only the three parts. It's in the beginning. So let us go to the middle. So let me go with this concept only. So inserting the linked list at the beginning. Okay, that at the write an algorithm insert an element at the end of linked list. This is the algorithm that is being written to show you at end of the diagrammatically it has shown in between. So how he has written, let us see. So at the end of a linked list, start, you have to create a pointer variable. Why pointer? Because we have to address, we have to take two compartments, right? Set pointer variable ptr of information equal to value. See, allocate a new node and assign its address to the pointer ptr. What we did, allocate a new node and assign its address to the pointer. Store the element value to be inserted in the information part of the new node. Then check whether the existing list is empty. Update the first and last pointers. We need to update the last and first pointers. See what we have did in this case is simple case. See, you don't have to go that much logic. You updated this part, is it or not? And also you updated the new values here. You updated this part n2 with x. Why? Because it came in between. This came in between. So this should show the address of this. It becomes x over here. Anyway, this has got new value and This has to be inserted because previously N2 was directly connected. Now it becomes N2. Is it or not? Same thing you have to represent in terms of a English statements, that is called a algorithm. So that is one of the logical way of representation, right? Start and stop method, right? Now you could see over here in start, stop, in between you have a 7 steps, that is write an algorithm to insert an element at the linked list. It is not mandatory that you should write as it is that is being shown, right? At least these statements should be perfect. That is, you set pointer. What, where do you set? Address of the new node, what I shown you. Next, set pointer and send pointer information. Two value have to be set, no? What we have set upside, all of you, we have set here. I'll show you once again what you had set. You had set two things. Two things. What are those things? Value, address. Two things have been set, no? So D value into address, and finally you have to at the end pointer and the beginning pointer has to be reset. See, last next equals to PTR, PTR next equals to null, and last equals to PTR. So we are just resetting the things. Set PTR equals to next, right? So he has explained delete. Delete I will not do today. I'll just want to go how do you insert a new node in between. So deletion is quite easy. Simply you delete D2 N3 and insert. You have a connectivity N2 to D3 directly. So in this case, what happens? You see deletion of a node. So N2, this node is being deleted. Is it or not? So the connectivity was for N2. So he has given you only the algorithms in between. So thing is that first logically need to understand the algorithm. Directly we cannot write the algorithm. So let me show a single case of insertion of a node in between, or a say deletion. So let me go to the insertion itself today. A simple case of a single linked list, not specific location. Okay. Okay, insertion of a node in a single list at the beginning itself. You just see how do you insert. See here, first check the availability. Okay, the dotted arrow represent the linked list which exists before the operation. So dotted arrow, this is already there, right? This is a start. Fresh means a new value that has to be inserted. So I request you to give the attendance in the chat session, those who have not given. So I'll go with some of the animation videos so that you'll understand in the next class. So how do you insert, because a logical part is too important to write the uh, algorithm on your own, because algorithm cannot be by hearted. So you have to write on your own logic. How do you insert a node in between or delete? Because that is very much important for examination. So that itself will have marks for you. So you cannot buy at it. So let me go with some of the animation videos I have on linked list so that you find it easy. Okay. See, this was the basic thing. We have a linked list as such. So start is address is over here as it is null. 200 it address is over here. 300 it address was. This is the basic thing that you have to understand first of all. So X means it is null. Okay. So with this logic, what you have to do? Now see here the changes. We are inserting a new, right? We are inserting the new thing. So here the dotted line, we had this. We have this. So let me go with few of the animation videos in next class to make sure that you understand the linked list operations, right? So I request you to give the attendance in the chat session, those who have not given. And I request you to submit the assignment also. So I have forwarded the assignments. Please submit the assignment at the earliest. So if you have doubts, you can chat, or else you can, you know, give the attendance and leave for the day.